How's it going, everybody? I am Donut. This is, of course, a Black Lives Matter, all cops are bastards, and trans rights supporting channel. You better be supporting that shit too, or you can get the fuck out of here. This is Inhumans Season 1, Episode 7, the penultimate episode of the series, not even of the season. This is Havoc in the something land. What was it? Havoc in the Hidden Land. So, definitely, the royal family is going to return. We're going to get a fight. Maximus is probably going to flee in the end, back down to Earth, and then at the end of the episode, we're going to go back down to Earth. That is my prediction. 2 Adelan, a fight, back down to Earth. I mean, we're going to have a lot more than that, but what else do we need? We need to... no, I think we're kind of pretty much... We're solid. We're in a good place to just skedaddle right now. Everybody's together, so let's see how it goes. Okay, we've already gone through this once, but my mic was muted again. Why do I do this? It's got good thing I do this for the discussions a lot, but instead of the actual reactions. But goddamn. Okay, so Triton is back. Triton doesn't seem to have much emotion or empathy. He didn't really seem to care about Gorgon's death. He didn't really seem to care about any of the big revelations that were happening. He did not really seem to care about people he was killing. He didn't really seem to care about anything. So, and not even really care. He just didn't seem to emote at all. Like, he didn't even really seem angry at anything. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Triton. I don't know if that's just his actor. I don't know, I don't know what it is, but it certainly seems like he is the most soldiery soldier they have. Like, even more than Karnak, who is very logical, but, had plenty of emotions, too. I mean, he was just an asshole. You gotta have emotions to be that kind of an asshole, as we saw in Episode 1. But, yeah, Triton doesn't seem to have any amount of empathy in him at all. So I can see why they held off on introducing him until the second to last episode. Are we going to do anything with the girl in the rose-colored jacket? Who knows? Maybe. But at this point, we only have one episode left. They had a lot of prominence on her, and I felt like, just in terms of camera work and stuff, so I felt like when it first happened, I was like, okay, she died. Wow, that was crazy. Wow, somebody died. But the more we've gone on, the more I've been like, I don't buy it. Don't buy that she is dead. In the same way, like, I think it was very, like, I thought they might have killed her and Triton, but the moment it seemed like Triton was alive was the moment where I was like, okay, there's no way I believe that the girl in the rose jacket is dead. But what could they do with her? Because she's so, there's we know nothing about her. How could they possibly bring her back in the last episode if it's not like a tie-in to a season 2 that's never going to happen? I don't know. But, we then have Gorgon, who was dead for all of one episode, which explains why his death was not that impactful or didn't really matter at all. Didn't impact me in any way last episode. Very forced, because yeah, they were just planning to bring him back immediately. But is he going to come back as a person, or is he going to come back as a mindless zombie monster kind of guy who just is mad and is going to go crazy? Like, is this our version of saying, like, I know of, the Alpha Primitives or the Watchdogs that were transformed in S.H.I.E.L.D., and I know a little bit of them in the comics, and, like, I'm wondering if that was, like, a thing in the comics of, like, somebody dying and trying to bring them back, and they turn into the Alpha Primitives. Because they brought that up in this episode with Karnak being like, no, it's just a fairy tale, we don't know if that would ever actually happen, because, yeah, it's weird that they threw that in. Like, it feels like a comic thing that they decided to do last minute as just a, like, I don't know, it feels like weird writing. It really feels like something that was entirely different in the comics that they're now using for this, but just came out of nowhere entirely. Like, this really should have been something that was set up from the beginning. At least the fairy tale aspect of it and stuff. But we have never, across anything that has ever had to do with Inhumans, mentioned something about Inhumans not being able to go through Terrigenesis twice. Just that, I believe the only thing we've been told at this point was, like, that nothing would happen. It's just like, yeah, it's whatever. So yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I'm not sure how I feel about it, and I'm not sure where I think they're going to go with it. Are they going to turn him into the zombie, or are they going to, because it's different, to let it be a different thing and let Gorgon be alive again? and let immortality be a thing that is in this series. And we've had immortality in the MCU before, but it's usually like all this bad stuff you could do to get immortality, or all this bad stuff happened to somebody to give them immortality, rather than, or to bring them back from the dead. Usually not immortality, but to bring them back from the dead. As opposed to this, which would be totally fine, nothing wrong with it. It is just everybody in the world could be both brought back from the dead and immortal. And not exactly immortal because of how Auron's abilities work, but immortal enough. And I don't think that the showrunners have the balls to do that. I don't think they I just don't think they do. I feel like they're going to stick with the, death has, meaning, even though it doesn't. Death has no meaning. Death is entirely just a thing. Death is, I don't want to say pointless, but you know what I mean? It is, there's no significance to it. If people could live forever, then they should. There's no reason why we can't, not even for, resources or anything. There is no logical, scientific, or spiritual reason why people should not die. There's just nothing. There's nothing. But I don't think the showrunners have the balls to actually do that. So I think that Gorgon is going to be a villain. They're going to, not a villain, but something they're going to have to fight next episode. And this episode, again, I've been going back and forth with the Maximus and Black Bolt in terms of which one. Not even which one I wanted to win in the end, but just which one I want to have the most bad happen to them, I guess. But at this point, I do want Maximus to win. This show is, of course, going for the thing of everybody is bad. There is no good side. So if we're gonna go with that, then fuck it. I'm going with Maximus. If they're gonna make me pick an evil, I'm just gonna pick the most interesting evil and the one that is, Maximus has all the more reason to do this. Would life be better for the citizens of Attilan under Maximus or Black Bolt? At this point, it is still impossible for me to tell. I thought by episode 7 I would be able to have a little bit better of an idea of what life would be like under Maximus, but I still have absolutely no idea. And it's very obvious that life is bad under Black Bolt. So if it's life is going to be extremely shitty and awful for the Attilan citizens, or a potential anything else, who knows, literally anything else, I'm gonna pick the other one. Of course you would. Anybody would, because duh. So yeah, I don't know if they're trying to, but they are doing a very good job of making me root for Maximus and absolutely want to see the royal family get the worst shit coming to them. But I don't think that's actually what they want me to be thinking, but they are doing a very good job of making me think that. Maximus, by the way, continues to be the best actor in the show. He's absolutely fantastic. I love his facial expressions. He has such subtlety in his things, and knowing that in the comics he is Maximus the Mad. Last episode I thought he was going to be going way crazier, but no, he is still, unlike the crazy villains we've gotten in the MCU, he is the most sane. And so it is funny that his name in the comics is Maximus the Mad when he is not mad at all here. I think that's also what they were trying to do at the end there, which I'm, on re-editing, I'm like, it probably was not a lie. Probably him not telling Triton was, again, just weird writing. But I think that he probably actually does have the whole Kimi bomb situation in him going on. So, yeah, I think that's most likely. And yeah, I think they were trying to do that as he's going mad, he's going crazy, but it's isn't that the most sane thing to do? How is that crazy? He's ensuring his life and ensuring, honestly, the safety of the Attilan citizens, to be fully honest. And threatening to blow up all of Attilan is keeping them safe. And of the royal family, I really like Medusa, but, of course, she is equally as bad as all of them. Or not equally as bad, but she is, she is as bad as them, in some ways. She has this whole speech about wanting, we need to be on the same page, you can't keep lying, you can't keep keeping all these secrets, but it's not you need to tell people, you need to have these secrets be out in the open. It is solely you need to tell me about these secrets. And it's well, if you had this whole plan in this coup with Triton and wanted to kill Maximus and all that, well, you should have told me that you had this plan to kill Maximus, as opposed to just telling me you wanted to kill Maximus, and then I would have been on board. Is how she acts about it. She doesn't actually want to kill Maximus, but the way she says it is always like, you know, if you just, I mean, that is kind of what she says, but just tell me the plan and I'll do it. Like, so yeah, Medusa is I like her speeches. She is the best out of all of them, but all of the royal family is fucked, and we have one episode left. There's no way we're redeeming them. I mean, by the fact that half this episode was talking about like the redemption of, you know, Maximus can be redeemed. I see the same pain in the two of you, and it's like, but you are the ones who need redeemed. And so if the show is clearly not willing to say that they are the ones that need redeemed, this last episode is gonna be an extremely rough one to get through. I can already tell. Karnak's powers continue to boggle my mind. I at this point, I have to just, you know, I've come to terms with, I don't know what his power is. I don't know. I have zero idea. It seems like it's choice related, but it also seems like he can change reality or something. I don't know. I'm gonna stop guessing. The bullet, this laser beam, I don't understand how it works. I got one more episode with it to try and make this clearer. And yet also this episode showing once again how, like, we've been seeing that Auron, you know, Maximus did not actually like her and she liked Maximus, but now getting to see why that was, yeah, infuriating. I'm glad I have not liked Auron at all this whole season, and this cemented, like, okay, that kind of explains why. You know, that's really why she's been so annoying this entire series, as opposed to, like, even all the other ones, like Mortis or Locus or, you know, Flora. All those people were great, but Auron was just, like, the worst. Seeing Maximus at the parlay, being the absolute genius tactician that he was fantastic. I've honestly never seen that in a show before, and it makes so much sense. I was just being like, okay, I'll take him over to our side. Okay, now you uphold your end of the bargain? No. Like, it's just so easy to just be like, no, I'm not going to. Got what I wanted now, so no, I'm not going to. Oh, it feels so good for Maximus to, you know, he's been in this for so long. They have this idea, and again, the show, I feel like, is accidentally doing this. I don't think they're purposely doing this, but where the royal family acts like, because something is a law or because something is the way they have written it, that is how the universe works. Like, they did not even question that Maximus would do this, and when he was doing it, they were like, no, you can't do that. That's not how, this isn't how it works. You know, this is the universe's laws do not allow this because I said that. And it is perfectly encapsulating that sort of mindset of, I said this, so it cannot possibly happen any other way. And in one episode, we have so much stuff to explain. What is the twins? What's Lockjaw? What's going on with Black Bolt's connection to Lockjaw? Like, what is the not like the personal connection, but he has some sort of ability thing going on with Lockjaw. What's going on with the girl in the rose jacket? What is Black Bolt's whole plan? Like, what is Black Bolt's thing? Why is he doing all of this? Well, that is, I feel like, the biggest thing we need to explain. Why is Black Bolt doing any of the things he is doing? You know, if at the end of this, as my fiance has said before many times, if you can look at a plan at the end of something, and you can look at it like from far back and be like, okay, this is logical, this makes sense why they would do all this sort of stuff. But right now with Black Bolt, it makes no sense. It's all over the place. Nothing makes sense with Black Bolt. And they've got one episode to tie it all together and come up with logical explanations for why he would be lying to everybody for all this. Unless we're just going to go with he didn't trust them and he's a huge asshole, which possibly, possibly we're just going to go with Black Bolt is the worst and he's king again, and that's the end of the series. Hope you liked it. I don't know what this last episode is going to be, though, considering, the bomb and Maximus and all that. Like, what are we going to do? There's no, fight thing to do left, but... also, the whole Maximus running away from Triton was such a lame scene, to be honest. Like, he could have gotten away so many times, but, that was just not a very well shot scene. Also, stuff that doesn't really need to be touched on, but really should be touched on, I feel. You know, the other humans on Earth that, you know, were connected to everybody, like, where are they going to end up? Especially, like, Luis, what's going to go on with that entire plot line? That was so much of a... They gave so much focus to that, and it seems like it's going nowhere? Are they just going to show up on the moon and say, hey, we're here to build the fucking hotel and also save your ass and take over your fucking kingdom? I don't know. There's so much that needs to be, you know, like, there's so many plot lines also going on that need wrapped up. Everybody's plot line is still going on. Nobody's plot line's been wrapped up. Even characters like Declan are still just here without their plot line being wrapped up. I mean, he could just die next episode. Gorgon just immediately kill him, and they're just like, oh, that's how we're finishing this. We're not gonna answer the question. Also, like, yeah, what would happen if Maximus went through all this? I want to know, but they're not gonna let us know. I will see you guys for the next one. I got nothing else to fucking say about this one. I'll see you for the next one, the finale. Until then, get the